Song Soo-nam, born in 1938, eventually developed to be an inspiring artist for Korean identity during his time. Song started his mark and had been born in Jeonju, Korea. After his third year of college, Song started to study more of Western art and then after his fourth year, transferred back to Asian paintings. Song had the motivation to paint Oriental art when he had read a poem by Huang Hu. Poems had been known as a noble art because of the containing motives and metaphors that poems expressed. Song faced hardships in his country when in 1945, Korea was no longer a part of Japan. Soviets and more Western alliances had took control of the peninsula nation at the end of World War II. By 1948, Korea had broken up into two along the 38th parallel, North Korea and South Korea. Song lived in South Korea, faced fear of hostility from North Korea as problems arose. Going through their nation's troubles, Song and many other intellectuals found a healing and solution for Korean fear through sumakwa, or inkwash painting. Sumakwa also refers to the term literati painting. Literatus means a scholar or ideal man that emerged from China. The healing came from the literature qualities like loyalty, intelligence, spirituality, and strength. The literatus is known to live in the beauty of nature and not towards power and money. The most noblest art known to China and Korea had been both inkwash painting and Chinese poetry. Song had used inspiration of literati painting in many of his artworks, including Summer Trees. Summer Trees, made in 1979, was more than an artwork, but a Korean identity. Summer Trees had been made on ink paper, which would emphasize the traditional Korean medium. There had been no patron alone, but rather Song Soo-nam kept it as a Korean work for himself. Along with the size being 2 feet and 1 inch, Song used very dark tones of ash gray and blacks in his paintings to evoke this inkwash. His broad vertical line strokes overlap one another and shallow space is created where the strokes end near the bottom. We can notice that it is traditional of Song to paint these similar style of arts as we can see from his other artwork called Trees and many others that are left untitled. Song plays with the traditional inkwash because we can see how controlled and consistent his brushstrokes are. Song paints this landscape of trees to both relate to the literati paintings and symbolize friendship. Song evokes this world of natural beauty with repetitive stroking lines and landscape metaphors to give spiritual qualities. It is also believed that Song had gotten his inspiration from post-painterly abstraction and color-filled painters like Maurice Lewis, like in The Stripe painting, 1960. Song fulfills the main idea in Summer Trees of optimism through his push for literati painting. He states through his art the traditional Korean values of his modern time. Summer Trees can relate to his other art piece called Brushstroking, created in 1997, made on Hanji paper, also known as Korean paper. This art has similar characteristics in the way Song's brushstrokes are freely scattered around the paper. Song's new love for lines of different shapes can show us his transition through his style. His use of lines in his work of art evokes the spirit of the past scholars of the Joseon dynasty. Song had gotten his motivation to start the Oriental ink movement when Swedish National Museum had invited him for a solo exhibition. Song had realized that he had been trapped in authoritarianism, and the museum wanted his work as a subject of decoration. Authoritarianism means the control of his self-freedom throughout his artwork. Song knew he did not want such a thing when he was striving to grasp the Korean identity. Song had felt that Korean art should always follow Korea itself. Japan had been known for colored art, and China had been known for black and white art. He had sought the Korean artistics and had recognized it to be inkwash alone. Song Soo-nam believed that if an artist depicts the Korean spirit and emotion in his or her artworks, then it is Hangul-kwa, or Korean painting, no matter the material. Song Sunam had similar artworks created in 2000 that can relate to summer trees. He created his later works without a title to connect to the issues of contemporary art. These paintings use the same vertical strokes and ink wash to continue to express literati painting. Song also painted flowers, which express the blending of both Eastern and Western art. His strokes vary from one another, and he involves more organic lines in the flowers. You can compare this work to Klimt's The Kiss by its formal elements like the curvy lines and warm tones. Now you may wonder how Song's artwork is considered contemporary art. Well, contemporary art is the idea of borrowing the old and changing to the new. It is also known for, in Song's position, creating art to aware social issues. Song Sunam in all of his works strive to focus on the peace and nature rather than the political issues like the Korean tension. Song also focuses on finding his Korean identity through his art. So what do you need to understand about Song Sunam? Song founded Korean identity through his inkwash painting. He followed the way of the literati painting. He founded the Oriental ink movement to give emphasis on Korean art. He helped aware issues of Korean split and the North Korean hostility. Literati painting evokes the beauty of nature rather than power and money. Song Sunam throughout his life truly expressed his country's style and identity. Inkwash painting stated Korean identity and was viewed as the medium of Sumwakwa. Song Sunam left a Korean emotion to all of his work by giving Korean art an identity through inkwash painting.